My name is Holly Turner, and I'm running in District 47. So that is southwest Travis County, so south of the river, west of 35. Some of you may live over there, you may have parents over there. It's a great part of the district. It was one of the last strongholds for the Republican Party. We lost it 2 sessions ago. So we are trying to take this back. Last election, we had a young lady, Donna Keel, running in that seat. She barely lost that race. And as most of you would agree with me, I think that was the worst of worst conditions for any Republican running in our country that year. I mean, we had the anti-Bush vote, we had the pro-Obama vote. It was just a bad situation. So for her to come that close has really given a lot of people hope that we can take back this seat. In fact, in the state of Texas, Republican leadership has targeted this as one of the top 5 seats to flip back to the Republican Party this year. So it is not a lost effort. It is a very, very real thing that we're dealing with, and this is going to be one of the first seats, hopefully along with Patrick's, that goes red this year. I'm an attorney. I do general counsel for small businesses. I went to Baylor. Don't hold that against me. Although when I was at Baylor, we did beat the Horns, and you know, the Bears, we can't drink or dance, so we tore down the field goal and carried it to town. So that's our idea of fun. We all grew up on ranches and stuff, so we don't really know what else to do with ourselves. But you know, what I would love to hear from you guys is that you're willing to get in, you're willing to help. I was a college Republican, and I volunteered on campaigns, and I hope that when you all graduate that you will join a young Republican group wherever you settle when you're starting your careers. And ladies, I have to tell you, it's the best place to meet a hot guy, because that's where I met my husband. And so keep going, and you're going to meet a super hot guy. And but yeah, being involved it's so great. I mean, I've worked on dozens of campaigns. I've gone door to door, and it's. If you're down there and you're in the trenches and you're really connecting with people, it is good. And I'm so glad to see that you guys are doing a lot of volunteer work. That is so important, because compassionate conservatism really does exist. And it's great that y'all are doing that. So thank you for your work on that. I think that's great. I want to take questions from you guys, but I do want to ask one thing from you. I would love to see as many of you as possible on March 2nd out at the polls in southwest Travis County, wearing one of my super cute t-shirts and convincing people that they need to vote in this election. This is a contested primary. My campaign has been endorsed by the Young Conservatives of Texas. We've been endorsed by Right to Life. We're fully funded. I've knocked on 2,000 doors. 1,000 of those doors I've knocked on myself. We're the hardest working campaign. We have our television commercial started today. If any of you guys watch Fox News or you TiVo Glenn Beck or anything like that, you'll be seeing our commercial. So we're the serious candidate, we're the conservative candidate, and I'm the candidate that's going to win in the fall. And when I go door to door and I talk to people, they tell me, you know, so many times we have to choose between the conservative candidate and the candidate who can win against the Democrat. And we saw that in New York. You know, we had this woman that was kind of the chosen one of the Republican Party, who really didn't have very conservative credentials. And then we had the independent, who really was a real conservative. And we saw our party split, and ultimately the woman dropped out, and we just couldn't get the guy up to win, and we lost that seat. And so when I go door to door, people say, thank goodness we don't have to make that choice. We have the candidate that's willing to put in the work, the money, and the time and the effort, but you're also the conservative candidate, and you're not going to raise our taxes, and you're not going to vote against our conservative principles. And that gets them excited, because you know what? They're tired. They're tired of people telling them they're a Republican, and they do what they can to elect them to office, and then they go and start voting like Democrats. And people are tired of that, and they're not engaged anymore. They don't care. They don't trust politicians. So I think they're coming around. This Obama thing was probably the best thing that could happen to our party. I think everybody's kind of excited. So what I would like to, from as many of you as possible, is I would like 2 hours of your time on March 2nd. It's not far from campus. You could get to anywhere in my district in 10 or 15 minutes. And so I'm going to pass this around, and if you would give me your information, and if you're willing to vote, here's the important part. If you're willing to come out and help me, I want you to put your t-shirt size on here. If you don't put your t-shirt size, I'm going to assume that you just want to get emails from us and you're going to say nice things about us to your friends. But if you want a t-shirt to wear at the polls on Tuesday, put your t-shirt size on here, and I will have a t-shirt waiting for you, and we'll call you, and we'll find out what time you want to volunteer. Polls are going to be open 7 to 7 on March 2nd. It's a Tuesday. I'm sure most of you have class. I know a lot of doctors, so if I need to get doctor's notes for you for cutting class, I can arrange that, okay? So I'm going to pass that around. T-shirt size, 2 hours of your time. You can pick any 2-hour period throughout the day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We're not pushy, we're just nice. You know, comb your hair, put a little makeup on, girls, put your t-shirt on, and we just want people to be happy and out greeting everyone as they're going to vote. Okay, any questions for me? None at all? Okay. Well, it was nice to meet you guys, and I'll be here afterwards if you want to talk. Thank you so much. Thank you.